Johnny Somali is one of the most pathetic, miserable losers I have ever seen. The dude's speedrunning becoming the most hated person in Japan because all he does is walk around streaming himself harassing and being racist towards strangers in public. That's his whole shtick. That's how he gets attention. It's how he gets views. It's how he gets people to notice him, is by being a public nuisance and streaming it on Kick. And in perhaps the most unsurprising update to this situation, about a month ago now, he got arrested after breaking into a construction site and just harassing the people that were trying to work there while streaming it for content. And then in an even more unsurprising update, he went for the back-to-back repeat offenses and got arrested again a couple days ago for an unauthorized Kick stream in a restaurant. So he's out here collecting up these criminal charges like they're the Dragon Balls. Except when he does get them all, the only thing he's going to be wishing for is some more grip on the soap. And this clip right here is a pretty viral one where he's just kind of harassing people on a train, and I'll just show it to you. It's just stupid.
You know Hiroshima? You know Hiroshima? Nagasaki? You know why you do this? Pearl Harbor? Hiroshima, Nagasaki! Hiroshima, Nagasaki, you know what we do to you niggas?
Yeah, so just from those like 20 seconds right there, you can see how much of an insufferable loser this guy is. It would be a hard choice deciding to spend 30 seconds with this guy or 2 hours in the Brazen Bull. That would be a tough choice to make. I'd probably take the bull if I'm being honest. But there is a sweet, sweet victory clip here that we can look at. Just really, it's like music to your ears of him finally getting what he deserves after harassing someone in the streets.
Yeah, nigga, yeah, and what?
Just don't camera. All you have to say
Don't
is
grab nothing. Oh.
Anonymous sent $3 Hiroshima, Nagasaki, 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 Hiroshima.
I have never seen such a satisfying clip in all of live streaming history. That dude that swung on them, he let out like a primordial grunt. He went back all the way, tapped into his Neanderthal roots, back to the caveman days, and let that grunt out with a ugh when he swung on the first dude, and then he hit Johnny, and whenever he fell, the gold coin explosion, like he just lost all of his points and he lost a life. It's just such a good feeling I get when I watch that clip. I could watch it over and over and over and over and over again and never get tired of it. Whew, it's hard to top that. But there is also a clip that is very satisfying, which is him getting arrested. I'll show you that now. Him and his partner in crime, the barnacle boy to his mermaid man, also got arrested with him, which is, I believe, the dude that we seen get knocked out with him. So, bros for life right there. But this is the clip of Johnny getting arrested, which is, you know, just double up on the satisfaction. Show you him getting punched and then show you him getting arrested.
Okay, 가게요. It's off. It's off. Take it off.
So yeah, that was him getting arrested, and that happened shortly after what I mentioned a moment ago, him breaking into the or trespassing on the construction site, which you can see right here. He kind of just like steps over the hurdles, which are obviously there to stop the public from going in, and he decides to walk in anyways with his the Robin to his Batman following him in. And that's the incident that's all but been confirmed to be the reason that he got arrested. He trespassed onto this construction site, and apparently in Japan, trespassing can give you up to 3 years in prison and up to a 100,000 yen fine, which is about 667 US dollars. So I guess he weaseled his way out of that. He didn't end up actually facing any charges for that incident because he was back out in the public again, which then led to him almost immediately. It's like there's like a, you know, the box with a stick under it and a piece of cheese, every time this guy sees a situation where he can potentially get arrested, he's got to go for it. He falls for it every single time. So like I said, he got arrested the second time here, and the charge this time is forcible obstruction of business. So he's got a trespassing and now forcible obstruction of business charge, because he didn't just walk into the restaurant and stream himself. That's not what he got arrested for. He allegedly went into the kitchen streaming himself, which you're obviously not supposed to be back there, and on top of that, he was playing obnoxiously loud music, which, yeah, you know, it's not surprising at all that he would do that. And at this point, it's very unclear what the status of his, like, arrest situation is. Is he going to be facing charges? Is he going to get put into Japanese prison? Is he going to get deported? What's going to happen? Who knows? I hope he faces the maximum sentence he can and gets locked up in Japan, so maybe he'll learn his lesson. Because I've been seeing people post stuff around about what goes on in Japanese prisons, and this tweet right here says Japanese government will hold Johnny Somali for 28 days. In those 28 days, they will use sleep deprivation tactics and hours upon hours of interrogation to break his mind and force him to confess to his crime, trespassing. Once he confesses, Japanese have a 99% conviction rate. But I did see a well actually on that, and apparently there is a 99% conviction rate, as you can see right here, a 99.8% conviction rate, but that's for cases that go to trial. I've seen somewhere that it said about 70% of cases, charges get dropped before they go to trial, so that's why there's such a high conviction rate, because the ones they do go forward with are pretty much just slam dunk cases where they know they're going to get convicted. But then it says they will sentence Johnny to 3 years in prison, which I told you was the sentence for trespassing. Then they will deport him back to America once he finishes his sentence. There is no early or good behavior parole in Japan. And I think this should be a pretty open and shut case. I mean, the dude has documented so many examples of his harassment and his crimes. He has built the case for himself. He's pretty much his own prosecutor at this point, and not even Better Call Saul could get him out of this one. There's no way he can weasel out of this. And I hope he faces the maximum punishment, and I hope everything in that little paragraph right there does happen to him. And one last thing I wanted to talk about before I end this video is that Japanese officials have commented on Johnny Somali's arrest, and they said, quote, "We must ensure the freedom of YouTubers and other broadcasters, but within that, we must not violate the privacy of others or cause nuisance." Which, yeah, exactly, you know, most streamers and most YouTubers don't cause issues. It's the small minority, these public nuisance streamers, that cause all of the problems for all streamers across the board. People like Johnny Somali. So it's good that this little horror story ended up having a fairy tale ending, and this Uzai man known as Johnny Somali is going to probably most likely be facing the inside of a prison cell for quite a while. And that's great. Final words to Johnny Somali himself, though. All I gotta say, shine. Well, I guess I should elaborate in English on that. I don't want him to just die directly and just escape from everything. I want him to suffer and have time to reflect on all the terrible things he's done. And other than that, I'll catch you in the next one.